Are we
Going smooth.
going?
Yeah, you're smooth now.
Okay, well, hello everyone. It's your Aunt Shaz. Welcome to the Lola Canadian invasion. Today with me, I have award medalist Christina Glover from Vancouver. Welcome to the show, Christina. Thanks for having us or being with us. I'm really excited. You're my first guest, so that's really exciting for me. Welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get into arm wrestling?
Well, funny. I used to just do it for fun once in a blue moon when I worked at McDonald's in Whitehorse when I lived up there for a bit when I was a teenager. And just even since then, I worked at Moxie's at like parties and things like that. I was only 125 pounds then, so it really is a testament to tendon strength, I think. But so there was always that, and then one day, year and a half ago, a little more than that now, a gentleman approached my husband in this area and said, "Oh, you got long arms. You should be an arm wrestler." And he says, "I'm not really into that. I like to just do strength training. You should talk to my wife." And so that was kind of the beginning of the journey. I was there for a couple months.
Okay,
Uh,
there we go.
that's where I learned about provincials and got my piqued my curiosity. And then I stopped going there. And I just sort of did some self-training. I'd look up like Devin Larad and some other people just to get the technical side of it
Mhm.
because I knew there was more than, just strength. I was getting the feeling. And then I was hit by a truck at a crosswalk. They just weren't paying attention. They were not looking. And then I thought, oh no, there goes my hopes for provincials. But I was not, I was determined to sort of just keep training. So I'm sore. I just went for an MRI actually on Friday and they're going to talk to me about it. But I just was determined to keep going. And so I reached out to the Vancouver Club in last March, and they directed me to Butcher's House. And that the rest
Excellent.
is yeah.
This is history. I've seen you at some of the competitions. You are a force. You really good, especially for just a beginner. It's
uh,
like good for you, girl. I'm proud of you. So what do you see coming in the future for women's arm wrestling? Because right now here in BC, we don't have a big turnout. So, I mean, we had 4 people at our championships. Sorry, I shut my phone off. 4 girls. What do you think we can do to get more?
Podcasts like this, bringing awareness, just even boots on the ground. Like I'm not afraid to reach out to people when I see somebody that looks strong and be like, do you ever think about arm wrestling? Right. And I just think like networking as much as possible actually is one of the best ways to do it.
Agreed. Yeah, I kind of been stomping my feet a little bit and mentioning a few things here and there, and I did notice, and I got to do a shout out to the butcher. He's for those who don't know, he's like the boss man here in BC for the arm wrestling, and I mean, there's many others that are such a great big help, but he was the MC for our provincials, and he did a great job of supporting us and encouraging, everyone to watch us and join. And, I'm going to get there some cheerleaders next time. We need to get that crowd going a little more. And,
Yeah,
with
I'm usually the loudest one there.
it was me this time. It was me this time.
Jess is pretty good about that too. Yeah, yeah, I agree. And it's not just even arm wrestling. I just like for me, I golf too. I would like to see more women in just a lot more sports. And I just think like even now we just got a professional soccer team for the ladies. And it's just so there is progress happening. It's just it might feel slow, but things that start slow sometimes end up exponentially growing. So that's my hope.
Yeah. And, I didn't even really know arm wrestling was as big as it was until a year, maybe 2 years ago. I don't even think it was 2 years ago. It was a little over a year ago. Somebody had hit me up on Facebook, a coach, and said, "Hey, would you like to try it? You look strong." And I thought, I'll try it. And I'm no good at it, but I love it. It's so much fun. I enjoy it. I've missed the last couple of practices, but I am planning on going back And I plan
Nice.
on going to the championships to be supportive. Those
Oh,
who can't
good.
do, yeah, those who can't do teach. So I mean, those who can't do can interview those who can. So that's where
Nice.
I be. And I like being at the side of the table too. I think it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's easier on the guts for sure. It's a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Now you guys, because there was only four, you guys had crazy back to back to back matches. How do you
Yeah.
when you have to arm wrestle, you have pro and amateur left and right. That's what, like 8 matches back to back when there's only four. How do you deal with that mentally and physically when you know that it's going to be a long match? You girls were going to the strap every time. The matches were not quick. Like it was just such, you two are so close in power and so close in everything. Every match you guys went to strap. It was beautiful. I was so excited. I had goosebumps. It was great.
Yeah,
And
nice.
I mean, the exhaustion, the mental fatigue, the physical fatigue. I haven't competed very much, and my body's hurting the next day after 1 or 2 matches that I've won. How do you handle that?
Yeah, so I think it's important to make sure you're prepared beforehand. Like I tried to work on my endurance and just be prepared mentally so I knew that I was ready. And then yeah, I don't think I expected that. And the great thing about this provincials and the amount of pulling we did because we were both so competitive. We were so close in points going in, so we both, of course, entered both. And
Yes.
so I think that is probably, I'm assuming that's probably going to be one of the craziest moments will ever have in arm wrestling. So I feel like I'm set now. And like in that moment, I felt like this is going to be in my dreams. It was just like, and up to the next table, Christina. But the great thing about that is like, I kept, carpe momentum. I tried to be in the moment and just focus
Mhm.
on the moment and just keep my nose to the ground and just keep going until the job had to be done.
I sat there and like from watching you guys, it was really exciting, but I couldn't help but think, wow, these guys, this is just a lot. It's just
Yeah.
so much, right?
Yeah.
And like, how do you train for that?
Mm.
What's your training regimen like up to a tournament?
Well, muscle is built quickly, so I try and get any kind of growth in months before, and then the last month before, I'll start to try and work on speed and um, a little more cardio so that, I was gonna make the 65 and um, I do a lot of wrists because I am pretty strong and my hands are strong. I just
Mhm.
feel like I've been working a lot on wrists. So I do a lot of wrists, a lot of weird exercises that guys end up coming over and asking me about, and then they end up doing. I've had guys say, I do wrist exercises now because of you. And so I do
Yeah,
a lot of
I
that.
found that.
Yeah. And then I try and do actually I started doing this. This is another funny one. The row machines, the
Yes.
ones for like so I'll take one hand, and it's not a tourney, so it doesn't hurt the machine, but and I'll just try and imitate being ready in a match, and then I'll do that with that just for speed. I do a lot of just mimicking, and then the week before I just really tried to prepare mentally, actually. That's a really tough one for me because I really I know I probably could be like a little more laser focused, but I really like to like be social and get people connected and involved and um, you know, just make sure everybody else feels supported. So that's probably something I could probably work on too is just uh and just giving myself permission. I was talking to Devin the Rat today by
Name
Instagram.
drop.
Just a little bit, but I feel so lucky because it's just like a lot of like Matt Math, like Devin Lawrence pretty down to earth. So, he got back to me because I said that's one of my biggest things right now is the mental part. Like I prefer to be killing with kindness and like, playership and camaraderie, but I know that even just watching other people that are really good, it's so aggressive and you have to be aggressive. But I'm afraid of that side of me because it's pretty like scary. So I asked him a little bit about that and he just he gave me some really good advice. Like I had been like writing down in my journal and trying to figure out ways to handle this, like to bring this, aggression when it needs. And he just said, give
Mhm.
yourself permission. When you go to the table, give yourself permission. And then when it's over, it's that you're good.
Yeah, Devin's pretty crazy when he gets to the table. I mean, like I think a lot of him rolls on intimidation, right? It's,
Yeah.
he's coming out like he's angry, like he's just all cocky, and he got his wife yapping in the background, and you know what though? It works.
Yeah. I like I
I
actually
like the
so
showman thing,
yeah,
right?
I feel like I kind of identify a little bit with him and his style. Actually, him and Matt. Like I'm the dichotomy in is I like to swear. I mean, I do. I love it. It's a good release. It's a smart thing to do. So I feel a little like
Right.
Matt Mass. And I haven't done any of this in arm wrestling. Like I feel like when I win, I sort of just put my arm there and I wait because I want to wait to see if I've even won. I don't do a lot of that rah or anything like that. And because I'm a little afraid of that side of me because it's quite aggressive. And so I feel like there's this thing where Devin is like happy go lucky and da da da. But when he gets to the table, he's so I feel like I identify a little bit with both of them, but I need to bring that out more in me. Yeah, because yeah, I need to be a little meaner, I think, sometimes.
You know,
Yeah, go ahead.
I I I agree, but I mean, like it's where it's not. It is an aggressive sport, but it's not barbaric.
Yeah,
I
I
don't I
agree.
don't find, and that's that difference. And that's what I've had a lot of women say to me, well, what are you, some kind of savage? Or, I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's not like over the top where it's all just crazy. And it's not like, you go to the bar and you got two drunk guys and let's go. It isn't like that. It's really technique. It's really, there's so much more to it. Even in your workout, so much more to it. I'm seeing guys who are doing rice bucket, scooping with a
That's
rice bucket.
yeah.
Have you seen that? And then this part of their hand is just like this. It looks bizarre, but
The
hand
rice bucket
strength.
is a good one. Yeah, I actually that's one that I should be doing more of. They do it a lot in the club, but I'll be honest with you. I'm a girl. So this rice bucket has been the same rice, I'm pretty sure, for like a year. And so I do a lot of different things, but I'm gonna get my own rice bucket. I'm sure my husband will be fine with it. I'll take it downstairs and like out to outside or something. I'll do it, but I think there is something to it, and I give it a lot of respect. I just don't do it because the community rice bucket right now that I don't want to get my hands in.
Yeah. And I mean, I
But it's
get it.
okay.
It makes sense, but it just seems bizarre to me, right? But there's so many different techniques. I've seen water pails, ropes, like besides the weights with the, pronation, whatnot.
I take a pole. I take a long pole. There's this pole they have. It's metal at the gym, and I think you can hook it on something to do different things. And I actually take that quite often, and I'll put it to as far down to the edge, and I'll do wrist stuff with that. And then I'll often for a minute. I do a lot of superset. I can't sit there and look at my phone. I'm just not that. Never been that way. So I'll do a lot of superset in between what I'm doing. So I'll hold 45-pound plates for a minute too for my grip strength. That's another one I
Mhm.
really like to do. Another funny one I started doing just intuitively is on the press, like the leg press. I'll do one leg press, like I'll do 120 pounds just on one, and I'll kind of mimic like
Mhm.
what it is. And I have this gyrator, wrist gyro ball. And then it has PSI like strength, right? So you get it going, and then it gives you some strength. So then I'll mimic when I'm on the leg press, like in a match. So I'm holding it, my thing, and then I'm pressing. It looks very like it's like what is she? You can almost tell that I'm probably practicing for an arm wrestling match by myself
Yes.
on the leg. So there's like lots of different little things you can do other than just like the pronation and supination.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's so many.
I
It's
don't.
funny. It's a whole new world. Like your mind, you don't even realize. And there's like, and it's so important actually as we get older. Wrists, ankles, hips, things people don't think about. Those things are actually what keep us vital, right? Like,
Yes.
keep us with some vitality. So lucky me that I have arm wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, oh, it's just your arms. After a tournament or a competition or even a really good day of practice, my entire body knows that I did something the night before. And I mean, you wouldn't think it, but yeah. And you know what? I think it's really good for girls because I think it builds a lot of confidence. When you take your first man down, what's better than that, right?
Yeah. I did that a lot when I was younger. It's harder to do now. But no, it's not necessarily. Well, especially if I'm just out there, it's different. But when I'm with like guys that do it, it's impressive because it really is technique too and strength. And when they're in it, my team, man, they've come a long way in the last year. Because I was probably one of the first people there. There's a few other guys, Giuseppe, Preet, Logan, Vidian. But other than that, like a lot of them other ones started. And just to watch their progress is really exciting for me too. Just to see that because I like even in golf, I like watching other people's signatures. I like watching how because I go left and right, so I'm goofy with a lot of sports. So I like watching
Mhm.
other people and watching them this year, like Preet just smashing it, like just the transformation. That's also been really exciting watching my teammates grow.
I agree. I agree. You know, we have some younger kids on our team, you know, the 14, they start out 13, 14-year-old boys. And just watching them go from little kids who maybe didn't do so well last year to winning this year, you know, to
Yeah.
just watching them fill out, watching them get so much better. I have a special little guest I'm going to have on my show. She's 11 years old now, I believe. And she's the tiniest little thing. And man, what a powerhouse. I'll let you know when she's coming on. It's going to be such a great show. I'm really excited to that. And, you know, I think it's amazing to see all these little girls joining because really you go around to the teams, and my team has two girls
Nice.
and one's pregnant. But then we're
Ah,
also yeah, right. We're part of Fraser Health. You can tell where I work. We're part of Fraser Valley. Sorry, guys, arm pullers. And there's quite a bit more that go to Jeff's, and there's some girls there. And every now and then we can get a couple of the girls over to our Abbotsford place. But it's I'm over an hour to Jeff Frank's house from here. So for me to go to practice every Friday, it's hard, right? So we do have another practice, but there's only one girl here or two girls there, and
yeah, that's sad. I was so lucky. Actually, it's funny when I was there and I was pulling guys in the beginning. I actually my scooter from the West End all the way to 59th and Oak. So it's a bit of a scooter ride. So it's a good warm up on the way out of that grip strength, like in Vancouver driving, trying to stay safe. And then I remember when Jessica first like Butcher was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a girl," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I still get to pull with the guys because I never pulled with a girl ever, right? Like ever really, other than provincials. That was the first time I'd ever really pulled a girl that was into arm wrestling, and I was so happy when we got into the groove of it. And then I'm happy for her, but unfortunately for me, she moved to Mackenzie. So because it's so nice. It's nothing like having a female, right? Like
yes,
it's so
yeah.
authentic. It's just, you don't have to worry that the guys are gonna like not go hard enough and honestly, girls are different. Like girls are like way harder to regulate when the setup sometimes with the
Mhm.
hands and everything. So
Yeah, I've had my share of put your wrist in because I like to pop my wrist or like hey, I'm like what are you doing? My hand's always somewhere. So I usually end up going into a ref grip because I, I just don't do it properly.
it's good. I like ref grip. I like it. Well, I mean, not always. Actually, I prefer strap match. I like to be able to grip up myself and like, let's just get this done. But I do like a strap match.
I do too. I haven't done any in a tournament, but just at practice, I'm like, oh, I love
I
strap.
love it.
Like I
Yeah,
kind
I
of
love
wish
it.
we could just go into it doing the strap because they're, some of you
It's good
girls
for
would be
me.
in trouble. No,
It's good for me too. Like if
yeah,
you're someone like for me, I'm strong, my hands are strong, but my wrists, I'm still working on my wrist. That strap gives you a little extra confidence, I feel like.
that it
It works.
does. It works for me too. I feel like I'm 3 times stronger with the strap. Oh, I can beat her with the strap, but not without.
Yeah, oh yeah. And that's the thing. There's
Yeah.
things I know that I'm good at, but my goal this last year is was to try to do as many tournaments so that I could test myself when I needed to be tested and to see if I would do something different or it's hard not to just go to what works. right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're in that moment and there's a lot happening. So my goal is to, I got pretty good back pressure and top roll, I've been told before, but it's not always my go-to. So that's my thing I would like to work on more, is trying to engage differently.
Well, I see a lot of those medals hanging up behind you, so I don't think you're doing too bad for being in it for a year.
You know what? I used to not have face the computer this way because I thought it was braggadocious. Then I found, like, when I teach English, sometimes the backlighting, they couldn't see me. So
Mhm.
this is the best lighting.
You know what? I love it. No, show them off. You know what? You worked really hard to earn them. You deserve them. You deserve to
Thank
show
you.
them off. And this is what I am doing. Aunt Chaz is here to promote ladies like you who do a good job, who don't get the recognition. I want to highlight you beautiful babes who work so hard. You train so hard. You go up against other warriors who are just as amazing, and you fight to the death. And you get to go home with these medals. It's a pride that you've earned to brag about. And that's on my group chat, Females and Forearms. Lola, we want you to toot your own horn. That's what we're here for. We're here to highlight you, to showcase you, to let everybody know how amazing you are. Let's hear about your goals. Let's hear about your medals. Show them off,
This
right?
is good. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is actually one of the things I think, and I had been thinking about, that is actually really important, is that because there aren't a lot of women, um, it doesn't sometimes feel like there's a space, and it's a different energy. And there's always that thing of, like, when you're in it, and when you're in sports, a lot of times you're surrounded by males. And for me, I am.
Mm.
And so sometimes it can get a little bit exhausting, actually, because they think you should do it this way, even though you know your own body, or they think if you act. I've been told women are emotional. Okay, well, what is anger? Let's not forget anger is an emotion too. You know, I mean, we're both human. We both have emotions. So there's kind of that, and so it's like this extra layer that I don't think people realize that we have to put up. Like we train, we try and focus on our sport, we try and be just like the guys. But then there's this extra, like, well, you're a girl, or you know what I mean? That's just kind of that thing. And so my hope actually is that there will be more women-run uh, spaces for arm wrestling, where it's, actually, there's a really good puller out of Alberta, Hannah. She was a guest visitor. She just did provincials there, and unfortunately for her, it was the same situation. There was nobody in her weight class, so she actually had to pull two weight classes above somebody who's amazing, Christine Flicka. And so that breaks my heart a little, because she's extremely strong too for her size. And uh, yeah, I hope that we were talking, and she'd like to do that, like start a club for women, for women wrestlers.
My girl on my team, Kayla DeGiorgio, her and I were talking about doing that too, setting something up for women, because we've asked, can we join your club? Oh, well, we don't really need any more girls. What do you mean? How many do you have?
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
our club's full. I'll tell you something off air. Oh, our club's full. Sorry. Have you tried calling this guy? Try calling this guy. We're like,
Call me. Oh my God, call me. I mean, I will.
well,
I feel
we
like
got
I
it.
have
We got it sorted out.
Oh, good,
But
good,
now,
good.
yeah, you and I should talk after this about other things that we had talked about the tournament too. So
Okay. Yeah, because
yeah,
that's really important to me. I feel like I'm working really hard to try, like as you are, to try and promote it, and like every soul is valuable. So like to hear that anybody was turned away, it really upsets me to hear that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like I want the guys to be more accepting. Like these are your wives, your girlfriends, your mothers, your sisters. We're in our wrestling community. We're family. Let us in.
And to be
Let us
honest with
in.
you, like
We're the ones
women,
washing your damn socks. Let us in.
yeah.
Like, don't put us at the bottom of the barrel. Don't put us at the very end so that no one cares about us. And Pat did a good job the other night at the tournament. Butcher did, right? He really announced the women. I just wish I could have got the crowd. Um, I couldn't do everything at once. I couldn't film, take pictures, and talk. And
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm going to set up a tripod and I'm going to go crazy next time, right?
Yeah, you're
And
ready.
if I got to load it up with my friends, and that's what I'm going to do. We need more women, and some really exciting news. I don't know if you know, but
Mhm.
nationals are coming to Vancouver in 2 years.
Oh, oh,
We,
actually,
we
I
got
don't
wind of it.
I know that. I know
Yeah.
there was wants of it, but I think this is a first for me. That's like, like,
Yeah, so I might be the first one to break the ice on this one. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say anything,
exciting.
but I mean, hey, I've kept it a secret since the tournament, so I think that's pretty good for me because this is super exciting, right? Because it's always in Saskatchewan, right, or further on. They're coming to us in 2 years, so
That's so
we have some
exciting.
prepping to do. It is exciting. I can't wait. I'm already like, oh, where's it gonna be? I gotta get a hotel and reserve a parking spot. Like,
You're
yeah.
going to nationals this year, you said, right?
No, I would like to,
Oh,
but there's no way I can get there. It was
yeah.
just a pipe dream. In a perfect world, I absolutely would have went.
Yeah, I honestly, after provincials this year, I didn't know, like it was a tough one, like you said, and somebody got hurt, and that was hard on me.
Yeah.
Obviously harder on her, but
You know,
because it was something that was just it took a good week. I went out that night actually. Speaking of being sore after
yeah.
pulling, I always get nice big bruises down on your hips right from the table. So I was sore everywhere. But the sorest part probably
Mhm.
wasn't even from arm wrestling. It was my whole back of my neck because Jessica and I went out to the Admiral and listened to a live band. So I needed it, right? I needed it. I
Yeah,
needed
I
it.
see your pictures. Yeah.
Oh, I was so sore from headbanging to 70s rock. But I needed it. Like I needed it. It took a
Yeah.
while. I honestly didn't even think like I really was like, what am I gonna do going forward? Like, what am I doing? And then my husband really grounded me. And and a few other people reminded me that like stuff like that happens and people come back stronger. So that made me feel better. But
Yeah.
also you got to go to nationals. Life is short. And so he's sponsoring me a little bit. And then somebody else I know I work at the gym. He's gonna maybe hook me up a little bit with a deal on a hotel. So I just feel like now
Yes,
I can't say no. Like
that's
I'm still
amazing.
not sure if I'm emotionally ready. Like I don't know if I'll go to Summerland because like my biggest competitor is hurt, so it feels weird going there. I could just go for some easy points, but and I had wanted to go to Summerland with my family because last year was so cool. It's a beautiful festival,
Mhm.
food trucks everywhere, live bands, really cool. But now I'm like, ooh, should I just wait for nationals because they're like a month apart? As much tournament practice is good, so I'm kind of on the fence even with if I go to, and I haven't pulled anybody since then, since that
Yeah.
last, right? So I don't know how I'm going to react even.
But it's like we talked about at the match. Sometimes things happen. You guys were going back to back to back,
Yeah.
exhaustion, heat. There was a little bit of personal stuff in there too, which we won't get
Yeah.
into. And just tensions were rise, exhaustion, mentally, just everything in your body was hurt and angry and tired all at the same time for both of you. Sometimes things
Yeah.
happen. You didn't do it on purpose.
No, not I actually thought it was the stress.
Absolutely not. I was right there. I saw the whole thing. And you know what? You're good. She's good. You walked
Yeah.
away with some medals.
Yeah. I'm
You had
happy
a
with it.
great time.
Experience, like honestly, like
Yeah.
the experience is unforgettable. And I've said this to Jessica and I've said this to my team and others. I have a lot of respect for my competitor because I beat her last year in provincials and I beat her in Summerland and she came back. And I have so much respect for that because guess what that does for me? That makes
Yeah.
me want to have
Now
to
you got to
work
work harder. Yeah.
so like and I love that. I love challenges. I love growth. So I have even though we're competitors, rivals, I have so much respect for her for how far she's come and how
Mhm.
strong she's made herself. And also, yeah, just I it was I don't like I said, I don't know if I'll ever go through something as intense as that provincials, but it has such a special place in my heart because a lot of times things like that are so much we remember and we take so much from,
Yeah.
right? So that will always like it was so intense and it was such a good workout, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just I haven't seen anything like it. I mean, that was just
That's where the
it,
clothes come.
if we're not that kind of a show.
46. Like I know people don't sometimes like they're like, what? But like, I'm still actually I can't wait till the gift comes in because I heard testosterone increases. So I'm looking forward to eventually when I get the big change because I heard that. But I still get so hot. It was like back and forth.
You know what?
So I just naked.
I had cancer and I had to go on hormone blockers for 5 years, and I'm in about 2.5 years. And what happens is they force me into menopause, and trust me, none of it's nice. It's all
Okay.
ugly. It's
Okay.
ugly and it stinks, and you got, like my mustache is coming in good. It's not something you'd want to wish on anyone, really. It's terrible.
Really? Okay. Okay. This is the other thing actually. Like we're women in arm wrestling, so we're talking about arm wrestling. But I think it's so important for women to talk about these things. I think we've lost a lot of that in our society of being individuals, not talking about things that affect women. And actually, it's a really important thing. Like if you're on your period and you're pulling, you actually are more susceptible to injury. And these are things that like people need to talk about. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's all kinds of things that women go through and that our bodies go through, and
No, men don't
it
think about this, right? Like, so, like, this is something I legit think about, right? I'm like, please don't get my period on this tournament. Please don't get my period. And then, like, I track it. I'm like, oh, thank God I got it now. Oh, because, like, it's exhausting. But, like, I mean, I would be more angry because, you're either chill or you're, like, ready to kill if somebody bothers you when you're in your period. But it's just, like, one of those things that guys don't have to think about. Like, it's scary because, like, you're pulling too, right? And then it's something in your mind, like, just something that men don't have to think. Lucky for them.
no, and they can sit up there at the table and roar and growl and punch the table. No one says anything. Two girls do, oh, and we're catty, and there's women for you. I'm like,
Exactly. That's that a thing where guys like, oh, women are emotional. No, no, no. We all have emotions.
yeah, yeah, we are emotional. So what? That's
Yeah,
what makes us
exactly.
women. If we weren't, we'd be men. And
Yeah, exactly. And so, that's it's an important thing. We're lucky. I feel like we're so fortunate as being women. We're talking about all these other things that are a pain in the butt for us. But um, I heard once that we have the God gene.
you can create.
So I like that you are focused now on promoting women in arm wrestling. I'm glad you're still doing it, but that
Yeah.
you didn't just sort of walk away from it, that you found a new purpose in it to help other people. I think that's fantastic. Sure.
I love it so much. I enjoy arm wrestling. I like everything about it. Unfortunately, due to treatments, I have carpal tunnel, neuropathy, bone disorder. I have all that in my hands, my wrists. I mean, it's just not all going to go away. So, in order for me to keep with it, I thought, why not? And I'm not supposed to talk really a whole lot about this, so I won't. But the Riley Gaines movement, that's when I went, wow, we can't allow this in women's sports. Someone needs to advocate for these women. And I started looking at other women in sports. Another one I have to mention her all the time. She's my hero, Donna Moore, a strong woman from Wales. She's amazing. She's joined arm wrestling, taught by Eddie Hall. So, I
Oh,
mean, yeah, oh my God, she's going to just be so cool. I'm so excited. But I thought, you know what? These women are amazing. And I won't be like them. So why don't I promote them, show them off, let the world know how wonderful they are, that they have worked and deserve everything they have got. And you know what? Because we're women, we got to work all that much harder. So, I mean, to be a female in arm wrestling is super cool. To have medals behind you is super cool. To have people know who you are, I mean, it's fantastic, and that's what I want to do. I want to promote everybody. I'm going to start with arm wrestling, and you know what? Who knows what will happen from here out. So it's, we got to have each other's backs. We can't be doing this And, you know, I'm Switzerland with all you girls. I love you all. I'm here to showcase you, not to take sides. And I adore you all. And I think you're just fantastic athletes. So, yay to
Thank
you and
you.
all you other girls.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I really think I totally agree. Like so many sports, the category for women is so small. We have to do all we can to, um, put love into it and create camaraderie,
Mm.
so that people feel welcome and yeah, that's super important because we don't want to lose any numbers. We want to definitely keep growing it. And like you said, you kind of got into it in the last, or was I talking to Lucky too, in the last couple of years? And I think that's
Yeah.
for a lot of people. I think that's for a lot of people. So we just want to keep growing those numbers, like, and
Yeah.
harvesting it.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm encouraging right now. I've talked to you about this, so I'm sure it's okay that I say this. Any of you girls out there who want to try it, check it out, even come and watch, get a hold of me, get a hold of Christina. We'll hook you up on where to go depending on where you live, right?
It's not even
We'll
like
keep trying to get guns like ours.
you can't see them; they're hidden under a layer of fat. But I have forearm MV now. Like Ursula, she's amazing. She's from Canada. She's gone to. I talk to her once in a while on Instagram. I'd love her to come this way. She's been to Butcher's House before. She's been to nationals a few times as a junior, and she's been, I believe, to World. She was just at Costa Rica too, and they just killed it down there. I would love to pull against her, just to pull against her. I think
Yeah.
she's in her 20s, and I've got forearm envy. She's got these big forearms. Now, when I look at women, I'm just like, oh, nice forearms.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's exciting. I think it's great. I'm really excited to see what's happening in the future with the ladies arm wrestling, and maybe we can get something in for the pooches too.
He cries because he likes to sit up in the window beside me. Actually, Butcher last year was saying that they used to have some sort of mascot. It was like two dogs that were arm wrestling, like a poster of it. That's so cute, right? Like puppies and kittens. Who's gonna say no to that?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I was thinking I would like to maybe join forces with Antonio and Butcher and talk to them about, you know, next tournament. Maybe we can get the podcast set up, and I think it'd be great to just interview men too to see what they think about the females. You know, like, hey, who are you cheering for up there? You know, get some interest in our guys, right? They're interested in us off stage. Well, be interested on us on stage. Right? We hit the head there. So yeah, but
Oh, that's fantastic. Because I actually thought that was yeah, like that could easily fit very well there as having a podcast and interviewing people. I think that's a fantastic idea.
yeah, we have something in the works, perhaps.
I
So
bet you.
I
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to.
fun.
I don't want to spill too much because you know I'm the Canadian correspondent. I'm not the boss. So you know.
Yeah, I love that. So when's your next tournament that you're going to go to?
I am actually going to. I'm going to go to Penticton the weekend of June 7th, 8th,
Oh,
and
you're Summerland. Okay.
there's something big going on there. I didn't get all the details from it, but I am, and that's where I'm going to go meet up with Kylie, who is another contestant at the tournament, and we'll talk a little bit with her and
Yeah. Yeah,
check
I
out
was
some.
thinking about going there. I'm not sure this year. We'll see. I do like it is a good event. Like you're gonna have so much fun. Last year the live music was fantastic. There's food trucks. It's the 49th annual one. I believe it's the oldest running arm wrestling competition in Canada, maybe even the world.
I should know that, I
Yeah,
guess.
well, yeah. It's
Don't tell
amazing.
anybody.
No, Keith Cohen, he's the one like who was in charge of everything right before last year when the keys sort of got handed off to Butcher. And when you're placing something you don't know, I didn't know who Butcher was. I just thought it was, and then you realize like, oh, whoa, what's happening here? And Keith is amazing. He did such a good job of running the sport. And I think he started with wrist wrestling. I think it actually began with
Mm.
wrist wrestling was the sport originally that he had started.
Yeah.
That and then so yeah, when you're there, the definitely want to get an interview with Keith Coing. He was the gentleman there, was really tall with the glasses. And he, with his wife Emma, they were in like sitting back with Kaya.
Oh,
They're from Penticton. Yeah, they
I
come
spoke
here.
to a
Yeah.
lot of people. I was talking to everybody.
I
So
know, I know, I know. Yeah. And here's
I'm climbing over chairs. I'm like, hey, come here. I
yeah,
was
he
just all
definitely
over
brought
the
the
place.
energy.
I'm surprised it
Yeah.
didn't throw me out, really.
No, there's too many other things happening for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, maybe I'll see you there. Yeah, maybe we'll see you there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. And I'm definitely considering going to nationals now that my husband's like, no, you need to, and everybody else is like, no, no, you need to. I was like, maybe I need another year, but honestly, just better to go and get the
Yeah.
experience.
Well, I will put this out there. If anybody company wants to sponsor me to go
Oh,
to nationals with
yeah,
Christina and take highlights, I'm open to that. Your Aunt
yeah.
Chaz is here for you. I'll advertise your name. We'll put up a sign with your company. I'll put it on my shirt. I'll wear your hat. Just
That's
saying,
great. Yeah,
right?
we could share a room. I know it's I might reach out to a couple other girls from maybe even Alberta or somewhere. But that's the thing, there's more guys, right? So it might be advantageous to reach out to some of the other provinces to see if there's any girls.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, right. So I don't have to do it by myself, right? Like it's just I mean, I don't mind sharing with boys, but yeah, I reached out to a company, a guy I golf with. He's a really nice dude. Him and his brother run this lumber canex. And so I'm hoping to get a little sponsorship from them. And some things you don't even think about, right? And
yeah,
that it's important to actually to not be afraid to reach out and say, I need help. Do you want some? I don't mind blasting you on my social media,
yeah,
which is a
yeah.
good
I
thing,
mean, I
right?
have zero shame. I'll ask for help. I'll put you on my social media. I'll put you on my Females and Forearms group. I'll put you on my T-shirt. I'll mention your name 5 times. If you want to pay for me to go down there and do coverage, I'm okay
I'll
with that.
blast you.
I
Yeah.
won't say
A
that.
hat. Yeah, I said to
Yeah,
him too. I said I want a hat too because I like wear lots of hats and can't wear it during the tournament, but I'll definitely wear as much as possible. Yeah, it's hard to wear those. Like that's one thing too. Is you got to wear a shirt like the Team Canada shirt. I'm gonna probably cut the sleeves off. I get so hot. I just I'm afraid I'm gonna be hot. I don't know if I'm allowed to just pull in my usual attire, right? Because it just gets so hot when you're pulling. So I think I'm gonna have to
and
keep my shirt on.
and you know what? It's clearly men who design these because what woman is gonna like? How are they comfortable when they're tight? And like this one's good because it fits, but those ones we had, I mean, and they're
I
red.
cut the sleeves off of
I know
mine. I
I
was
see that. I had it cut and tied along the side, and you know,
I'm a rebel.
like
You gotta
the
feel
shirts are
comfortable.
great. The shirts are great, but girls like tank tops.
It feels I don't like things, especially because my lats are pretty big. Like now, especially like I had to give away jean jackets and stuff since I've been in the last year working more. Like I go like this, I'm like, oh, that shirt doesn't fit anymore. It's a good thing, but it's also a pain in the butt.
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Well, you know what? It's been so much fun talking to you, Christina. Thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any sponsors or anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Um, I definitely want to give a shout out to Butcher for giving me a lot of techniques. That's such a huge part of the sport. You can be strong, but if you don't have technique, you're not going to go very far. Um, yeah, Canex, looking, they're gonna be sponsoring me. So, and then my husband.
Hey,
Shout out to
shout
my
out to shout
husband.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, and if anybody else does want to sponsor, I am hoping to do the seniors and I guess the master because I'm over 40, so I could probably
mhm,
pull in the like the age above below me and then the 40 and then
yeah.
right and left. So I'll have a lot of entry fees I have to pay for.
Well, if
Okay,
anybody
thanks.
wants to sponsor Christina, let her know or message me, and I can help you find the right people to do that for her. Or any other the female arm wrestlers, you want to support them, sponsor us, so we can go to these tournaments, we can cover them, we can show you what we've got. We're here for
Yeah,
that. So,
I'd love that. Even if honestly, even if it wasn't just not to sponsor me, but just to sponsor somebody else that really needs it, just to get another female
absolutely.
doing that, I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Canadian, American, all over the world. Be there for your girls, sponsor them, let them be the athletes that they have proven themselves to be.
Ah, you're so
Okay.
good. You're doing
Okay.
such a good job. Yeah,
Thank
Sharon, you
you.
do.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for highlighting women's sports, especially arm wrestling. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you for being my first guest. It was so great to have you on. I appreciate it. And let's get a beer sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All
Gluten
right.
free. Yeah, for me.
Cool.
But I do like to have one say, we should. And you know what? I want you to come out and try pitch and putt with me sometime at Stanley Park. It's a lot of fun. It's a nice little walk
100%.
because I want more girls in golf as well as arm
We'll
wrestling. So,
film
and I,
it just so everyone can get a good laugh at how bad I am. I'm horrible at
oh,
sports, but I love them and I'll have the best time. So
good. Okay. I
yeah.
love it.
Well, thanks
Yeah, I think you'll
again.
enjoy it. Yeah, my
No.
pleasure.
All right. Well, you have a great night. And girls, join us. If you want to check it out, you want to join the club, you want to just watch it, you want to talk to any of us, anywhere you live in Canada or even in the States, let us know. We can hook you up with the right people. So thanks again. Here's to women's sports and have yourself a lovely night. Take care, everybody. Mwah.
Good night. Have a good night.
Bye.